Microsoft Azure Fundamentals AZ-900 updated questions are useful in your preparation. Share some updated Microsoft AZ-900 exam questions here. 1. Which Azure service provides a set of version control tools to manage code? A. Azure Repos B. Azure DevTest Labs C. Azure Storage D. Azure Cosmos DB. 2. Your company uses management groups to manage resources in your Azure tenant more efficiently. User 1 should be able to assign access and assign policies to management groups. You need to determine to which role-based access control (RBAC) role user 1 should be added. Your solution should follow the principle of least privilege. To which role should you add user 1? A. Owner B. User Access Administrator C. Management Group Contributor D. Contributor. 3. What should you use to prevent traffic from an Azure Virtual Network from being routed to an Azure Storage account via the Internet? A. A public endpoint B. Azure VPN Gateway Century a service endpoint D. A network security group NSG. 4. This question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. An Azure service is available to all Azure customers when it is in public preview. Instructions. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select No change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. A. No change is needed. B. Private preview C. Development D. An enterprise agreement EA, subscription. 5. You plan to map a network drive from several computers that run Windows 10 to Azure Storage. You need to create a storage solution in Azure for the planned mapped drive. What should you create? A. An Azure SQL database B. A virtual machine data disk Century a file service in a storage account D. A blob service in a storage account. 6. Your company hosts an accounting named App1 that is used by all the customers of the company. App1 has low usage during the first 3 weeks of each month and very high usage during the last week of each month. Which benefit of Azure Cloud Services supports cost management for this type of usage pattern? A. High availability B. High latency C. Elasticity D. Load balancing. 7. Which cloud computing model includes on-premises and cloud-based resources? A. Private B. Public C. Hybrid. 8. This question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. You have an application that is comprised of an Azure Web App that has a Service Level Agreement (SLA) of 99.95% and an Azure SQL database that has an SLA of 99.99%. The composite SLA for the application is the product of both SLAs, which equals 99.94%. Instructions. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select No change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. A. No change is needed. B. The lowest SLA associated to the application, which is 99.95%. C. the highest SLA associated to the application, which is 99.99%. D. The difference between the two SLAs, which is 0.05%. 9. You have an Azure web app. You need to manage the settings of the web app from an iPhone. What are two Azure management tools that you can use? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Note: each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Azure CLI. B. The Azure Portal. C. Azure Cloud Shell. D. Windows PowerShell. E. Azure Storage Explorer. 10. You need to manage containers. Which two services can you use? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Note: each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Azure Virtual Desktop. B. Azure Virtual Machines. C. Azure Functions. D. Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS. E. Azure Container Instances.